Hey guys, welcome back to Treadmill Review Guru. I'm Sydney, and today we're comparing the new NordicTrack Elite Treadmill with the NordicTrack X22i. Both of these treadmills have a lot of similarities despite looking completely different. So let's dive in and see how they compare. So jumping in to how the Elite and the X22i are similar, they both have 22-inch touchscreen. The Elite is also available with a 32-inch touchscreen. But for right now, both of these have that 22-inch touchscreen. They have those quick touch buttons that are on either side of the screen, so you can quickly adjust the speed and incline really quickly just with the press of the button. We really love that and love that it's included on this new Elite treadmill with the 22-inch touchscreen. Also, they're both enabled with iFit, which come free for the first month with purchase of either treadmill. And with that subscription, you're able to access thousands of classes that you can do on and off the treadmill. You can also, with a membership, be able to use that app to be able to get access to even more. And we really love iFit for that. They have all sorts of trainers. They have outdoor classes that are really fun, as well as indoor, more studio feel classes. Moving into the construction, they both have a 300-pound weight capacity. We tend to see that on NordicTrack's treadmills. They also have a lot of capabilities with your training options. So they both incline to that 40%, which is pretty much the highest that we've seen on treadmills thus far with our testing. They have a 22-inch wide and 60-inch long running surface, so you can do everything from walking, running, jogging, hiking, sprinting, even that sled pushing with these handles. So the handles both have that similar design with the handles up high. You have that crossbar in the middle, and then the side handles that you typically see on other treadmill models. They both have that design to be able to accommodate all of those different things that you're doing with these treadmills. So really with both, you get a lot of those same training options that we really love. All right, now let's dive into how the Elite and the X22i differ. So as I mentioned, they both have the 22-inch touchscreen on these models. However, with the Elite, that screen can tilt and it pivots from side to side. So it's really great for those iFit classes that you want to take, maybe a treadmill boot camp class where you're jumping back and forth from the treadmill to your mat on the ground, or a strength training class if you want to follow that up after a run. It's really great because you can just turn the screen to the side. The X22i screen tilts a little bit so you can avoid a little bit of that overhead glare, but that's really all that it adjusts. Also, with the console, these cup holders on the Elite are more accessible. On the X22i, you do kind of have to reach around the handle, and they're kind of back behind the handle next to the screen. The X22i does have two little kind of shelves to place a cell phone. They tend to fit perfectly in there, which is really nice. You don't really have that on the Elite. There's really no storage beyond those two cup holders. We don't necessarily miss the storage. Something to be aware of with both of these models is that they don't have device racks, so they really kind of lock you into using the screen. So moving on to the design, the Elite, it has a larger footprint, so it is a little bit longer and it's also taller, mainly from that screen because the screen does sit up so much higher. We notice that it's a little bit more at eye level, whereas on the X22i you do kind of have to look down a little bit, especially if you're taller. And the Elite is also heavier, so it's almost 100 pounds heavier. It's 505 pounds, and the X22i is 417 pounds roughly. So really they're both very heavy and they're hard to move. They have transportation wheels on the front if you do need to move them, but we really recommend them for users who have a designated space for both of them. And they don't fold up, so this is how they stay. So as you can see, the Elite has just a singular upright. I'm kind of referring to it as like a column, rather than your more traditional look that the X22i has with the two uprights on either side. This design does prove to be pretty functional, so with it The incline function is built into the upright. It also, functions to hold the console. One thing that we have noticed, however, is that the deck overall seems to be a little less stable with this design, and we're not quite sure the long-term durability of it since it is new. So that's just something to be aware of. With the two uprights on either side of the X22i, it just makes for a more stable deck. We've noticed when we walk and run on the Elite, that deck can kind of shift side to side as your foot tends to hit that deck. That side kind of shifts over to the side just a little bit. It doesn't really affect the performance of the treadmill. That's just something to be aware of. We just noticed it looking down. You can visibly see it. So overall, we do actually really prefer this design, maybe with some improvements, added stability. That could be something added to the Elite in future models. One thing, however, that I do really like that NordicTrack did with this design is that the Elite has a lower profile, so it's easier to step up on. So when we measured from the floor up to the top of the side rail, it's about 9.5 inches versus about 14 inches on the X22i. So you just have a little bit higher to step up. Might not be much for some users. Other users, it can make a big difference. It can also then affect your ceiling height as well, which, considering both of these do incline up to 40%, we do recommend pretty tall ceilings to be able to use that full incline feature. Another difference is that the NordicTrack Elite declines to a -5%, whereas the X22i declines to a -6%. We didn't really notice a difference at all when we were using both of them side by side, but just something to be aware of. If you take a look at the specs in the website, they are just a little bit different with that. Also, the motor sizes are different. So with the X22i, it has a 4.0 horsepower motor versus the 3.6 horsepower motor on the Elite. Comparing them side by side, especially timing them, going from 1 miles per hour up to 12 miles per hour, they performed the same. They're just as responsive. We did, however, notice that the X22i is quieter. It has a lower foot noise, and also just overall, it is a quieter machine, and actually one of the quietest that we've tested. The Elite does make some extra noise, so just something to be aware of. It's not too excessive, but it is more when you compare them side by side like we do. It's something that we noticed. Also, with the cushioning, NordicTrack overall tends to have some of the softest cushioning that we've tested. So the cushioning on the Elite, however, is a little bit firmer underfoot than the X22i. Really, these incline trainers have that really soft cushioning. It can also feel a little bit bouncy when you get to high speeds, like over 9-10 miles per hour. We don't feel that bounciness when using the Elite at higher speeds, but it does just overall feel just a tiny bit firmer underfoot. Both overall provide that nice shock absorption on your joints that we really like, and overall, both of these treadmills have a lot of capabilities that are really fun. All right, now I'm going to let you hear and see how the Elite and the X22i perform. So starting with the X22i, I'm going to start at a 3 miles per hour speed. I'm just on a flat road. So here's 3 miles per hour. Here's 6 miles per hour. Here's 9 miles per hour. And then hopping over to the Elite. I'm on that flat road again. Here's 3 miles per hour. Here's 6 miles per hour. Here's 9 miles per hour. All right, now I'm going to incline the X22i up to the full 40%. So here it is, fully inclined, and don't do this at home, kids. And here is the Elite, all the way up to that 40% incline as well. Here it is, fully inclined. I'll let you see them side by side. So the X22i is a little bit quieter, but with those motor sizes, they do have that same response, which we really like. And as you can see, that's 40% is really challenging. I was only at 1 mile per hour and I'm a little out of breath. Thanks for watching our comparison of the NordicTrack Elite and the NordicTrack X22i. Something to clarify is that the Elite is no longer replacing the X22i, so both of these treadmills are available at NordicTrack. Overall, during our comparison, we really prefer the X22i. This one and the X22i have been at the top of our best treadmills list for the past several years. NordicTrack really nailed it with functionality, performance, and just the overall design of the X22i. We really love this treadmill. It's also really quiet and one of the quietest treadmills that we've tested. We really appreciate the innovation that went into the Elite. It has that 40% incline that we love. However, with this design, we would like to hopefully see some improvements in future models, potentially with this design of just the singular upright to hopefully maybe add a little bit stability into that deck so it no longer shifts from side to side. But we're glad that they've included it in addition to the X22i, so you have more options when purchasing a treadmill that has high inclining capabilities and a lot of training options. So thanks for watching our comparison. You can head to treadmillreviewguru.com and read our full written review of each of these treadmills there. We have full individual reviews, plus we have an individual review of each of these treadmills at Treadmill Review Guru on this YouTube channel that you can check out. And while you're here, if you like this video, give it a like and subscribe to our channel. We create these videos for you guys so you can make informed buying decisions. And if you want to check the current pricing on either of these models, click the link below in that description. I'm Sydney with Treadmill Review Guru. I'll see you next time.